Actually, OKLO was one of the ones that was asked for Peter that he wasn't able to get to.
No, here it is. It's clearly bullish on the moving average channel. Two complete consecutive days above the top of the channel, confirmed by this indicator over here, gives me my buy. We're buyers at the bottom of the channel, just support right over here. So the stock is bullish right now. Open lower, trading higher. Very bullish pattern.
Oh, okay. Um,
Another symbol you want me to take?
how about PLTR, Palantir?
Here's a stock that I've been long for over a year. One of the most beautiful charts you'll ever see. Let me bring it on the screen.
Yeah, this has been one of my favorites too for a long time.
So here's Palantir coming right up. And there's the chart. And so we buy right over here, confirmed right over here. And with the expansion contraction indicator, turned bullish right over here. So I don't do much analysis. It's either red or it's green. It's either a buy or a sell. It's either in support or on the way to support. And that's the chart right now. The real beauty is the weekly chart, which is very strong.
Oh, okay. Um, how about AVGO?
Nearly turned bearish right over here with a moving average channel. Turned bearish over here on its expansion contraction indicator. So the stock is in a bear trend. And let me show more data. Hold on a second, David.
Okay.
So it was bullish right over here. Stayed bullish for a while. Turned bearish for a correction down. And is back on the bullish side again. Again, I'm sorry about the voice. I'm doing the best I can.
Okay. Yeah, no problem. Um, another one, SMMT.
Turned bearish right over here. Remains in a bearish trend. And we don't do traditional chart analysis with trend lines. So the indicators are very clear. It's all rule based, and so the rule is to be a seller, as the computer indicated. So it's in the downtrend.
Okay. How about IONQ?
It's a good stock for trading. And to show you my indicators, hang on 1 second. Be right back.
Okay.
If you guys are finding me too difficult to understand or you want to turn over my time to someone else, I'm okay with that, but I'm happy to continue with this. So we went into a cell right over here, and the computer marks it for us. And so right now, as I said before, it's a trading stock for me, buying at the bottom of the moving average channel, getting out at the top. And that's really very, very simple, but it's a good trading. It's a good trading stock. You have
Okay.
another symbol?
Okay. Yeah. How about RGTI?
Rigetti. Yeah, one of my favorites as well. It's a beautiful little trading stock. Very volatile. It trades almost like a futures market. So let me put it on the screen. Here we go. In fact, I have orders in to buy it today at 11. Let me look at my 10:33. No fill yet. So the trend remains bullish. It turned bullish right over here. Two consecutive bars above the top of the channel, confirmed by this indicator over here. So every time I see a plus sign, it's an indication to buy at support.
Oh, okay. Um, how about excuse me, XLE?
GTF. It's a clean looking chart. Short term, very bullish, based on the indicator right over here. Trading at or above resistance, which is the top of the moving average channel.
Okay, sounds good. How about URNM?
Sounds like a uranium ETF, of course. Again, give some pretty clean signals, reliable indicators. Now in a downtrend, probably heading for weekly support. But as a short-term trader, I'm just using daily charts.
Oh, okay. How about SKYW?
Could turn bullish. I'm sorry, could turn bearish today. It's been in a good little uptrend. Support at the bottom of the channel. Resistance at the top of the channel if you're a swing trader. Other than that, not much to say about it.
Um, let's see. Dennis asks, which lines are moving averages and at what numbers?
Okay. This upper line is a 10 period simple moving average of the high. The bottom line, 8 period simple moving average of the low. This jagged line is Williams accumulation distribution. This line here is a moving average of Williams AD 57. This is a separate indicator, expansion contraction. You can get information about expansion contraction at expansioncontraction.com. And it was
Uh,
developed by my associate Brian Latta, who may be attending here today. If you want him to take over and do the speaking, he's quite capable of it.
I am not aware of him being here. I didn't know he was supposed to be here.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't. I think he just signed in. It's not
Oh,
important.
okay.
No big deal.
I'm not seeing him, but Brian, if you're there, let me know. Um,
I'm happy to continue if you guys can tolerate my voice.
let's see. Brian just said, okay. Brian, you should be getting a thing to become a panelist.
Much better at this than I am. There he is. Thank you,
Hey,
Brian.
Brian. Uh, hey, Brian, if you can hear me, you just need to unmute yourself.
There he is.
I should be unmuted now.
Yeah, sounds good.
Hey, Brian, thanks for being here.
Anytime, Jake. And if you want to use your charts, that's okay. Also, obviously, what we'll try to do is work at this together and help give everybody as much information as possible.
Yeah,
You're like,
sounds good. So,
you're, you're a lifesaver. Thank you.
uh, GDX is the next one.
You want me to bring it up on my screen, Brian?
You're screen sharing right now, Jake. If you want to keep screen sharing as you bring up GDX, I'd be glad to also put my input in as well as yours.
Beautiful chart. Go ahead, Brian.
Yeah, and as Jake says, GDX is bullish, is evidenced by Jake's moving average channel rising. You can see that there is a cyan, I think that is one, and then another color two. Those are Jake's setups for being bullish. And a little bit above that is a green arrow pointing up that says buy. So about 3 or 4 days to the right of where Jake's pointing that he's now got to. This became a buy back on January 21st. And if you're in at the close of this day, great. If you're not, you're also a potential buyer at support, which would be that golden colored 8-period SMA of the low at the bottom. So technically, if you're not in, you're buying at support. It's also had a 5 at the top of the chart. That green 5 at the top is Jake's strongest pattern. A 5 above is a strong trend. And definitely the next buy at support is a very high probability trade if you're not in. So GDX bullish. If you're not in, you're looking for a buy at support to take advantage of the strong uptrend.
Let me point out one thing here. When the channel becomes narrow, in other words, the distance between these two moving averages begins to contract. It usually precedes a correction down, as it did right over here. See, the channel got very narrow, market corrects lower. Channel gets very narrow, market should correct lower. So if you're not in yet, be patient. Back to you, Brian or David.
All right, sounds good. How about TCOM?
I will make a comment on all the general selections. Ideally, if you really want to see bigger gains, you want to be trading strong up or down trends. So have that definition as Jake's 5 above or 5 below is a strong trend. As TCOMs come up here, you can pretty much see this has been up, down, up and down, consolidating sideways, slightly bullish, slightly bearish. But certainly have TCOM as not strongly trending right now. And at the right edge of the chart has potentially about to trigger a sell setup today. A 2 below, Williams accumulation bearish, expansion contraction bearish. This is pending the end of the day.
Brian, would you mind saying a few words about expansion contraction?
Sure, Jake. It's actually an indicator that's based on your moving average channel, the 10 SMA of the high and the 8 SMA of the low. It's measuring how fast price is moving up and or down through your channel. So they work very well together at giving us some pretty clear indications of strength when the indicator is expanding, getting wider, green or red. It's showing us strong up or down trends. And as it starts to contract, it shows us weakness and eventually a potential reversal. So as I said, it's based on Jake's moving average channel. And it does not lag price. It is a concurrent indicator. Unlike lagging moving averages or other indicators, it repaints on each bar and does not lag. So it's a very accurate indication of reality right now.
Thank you, Brian. Okay, David, we're ready for the next one. And Brian, thanks for saving me. Appreciate it.
Anytime, Jake. I see NTGR.
Let's take a look at it.
November Tango Golf Romeo. Okay, currently as this chart plots, it is bullish at the right edge of the chart. Over the last several days, we've had an expansion contraction buy with the red bar going green. And also 3 days ago, a 2 above. So technically, this is currently bullish. We are looking for this to trade higher based on these patterns. There's a good potential it may break resistance, which you should be able to see back in the middle of December. So currently, I'd have this as bullish, and until there's any type of a sell trigger, Jake is heavily about systems and pre-planned when to get in, where to get out, or to gain or a loss. And that rules-based trading makes these setups quite easy to follow.
By the way, guys, let me show you an interesting little chart. One moment, please. Look at this one. Symbol is mind, M-I-N-D, mind technology. I like to trade stocks that follow the rules. You can see what happened here. When the expansion contraction turned green, the stock went into an uptrend, and it has stayed in an uptrend for the duration of this entire move. Every plus sign indicating an opportunity to buy at support, get out at the top of the channel resistance. So it's a beautiful little swing trade chart. I thought I'd just throw that in for you guys to think about. In addition to that, it's fairly cheap in price. David, do you have any others for us to look at?
Oh, sorry. SLV.
Schlumberger? Okay.
Oh, wait. That's no, the silver ETF. Yeah.
Oh, SLV.
Yeah. Or you can look at Schlumberger too if you want.
Okay. It won't cost us any extra.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
This
type.
chart's also currently bullish. Sorry, Jake, go ahead and jump in.
It's all yours, Brian.
Again, with the top indicators showing green and the green arrow pointing up with a small buy just a little to the right now. Jake's pointed to it on the 15th of January. This became a buy, and although there's a solo red bar about 6 to the right, we don't really have that as a sell setup on this instance with the green plus sign. This is a buy at support as it was 2 days earlier. So technically you're in long here. The red bar would certainly be a reason to move your stop up below that. The reason the red bar is not a sell is that Williams accumulation is above average. And ideally, we'd like to be selling on selling strength and Williams AD being below average using Drake's strategy. So this is bullish and it's just at a 5 above. It looks to me as I can't quite tell if yesterday just missed the buying at the dip at the 8 SMA of the low yesterday. That this is 5 bar pattern. This is strong up, stay long in SLV until there is a reversal.
Right. Okay. Any others, David?
All right. Tesla. TSS. TSLA.
And spare. We'll have that one come up in a second. Tesla's in my basket to trade regularly, so I'm up with what it's doing right now. And as the bars start to plot, you can see we've had a 2 below and a sell type setup. Williams accumulation below its average, expansion contraction bear. Evidence from the green bars turning red. You are a seller at resistance at this point if you're not in. But right now we have Tesla bearish, and that would remain bearish until there's a setup for a bull trade. That seems to be a bit away yet.
By the way, the expansion contraction indicator is available for what platforms, Brian?
It's well, here it is in well 365. It's also available in Metastock, in TradeStation, in Trade Navigator, in Thinkorswim, and NinjaTrader, and even Metastock. Meta Quotes MQL. But that's version 5. So it's for free. It's at expansioncontraction.com. And again, there's a lot of research that goes into that indicator, and it's available all for free.
What else you got, David?
All right. ETH.
Ethereum. Okay. Here we go.
This is also currently bearish. So we're still again with the red bars or light red bars. Light red bars are weak down, dark red bars are strong down. Admittedly, price has been a bit erratic, but we've had at least 4 different potentials here to sell at the 10 SMA of the high. After a 2 below and a sell, we've had additional reasons to be short at resistance. So it's now triggered a 5 below 4 days ago. And again, this means that ETH is strong down on the daily chart for now. And that means bear until there's a reversal.
Let me
Your
say
seller
one
at
thing.
resistance.
Let me say one thing. Be very careful being short stocks under $35 a share. If you want to sell short a stock under $35 a share, buy an option instead of selling the stock. You're going to get trapped in a short covering. That could be very negative for experience for you, so be careful with that.
So true on that, Jake. Plus, this may be better to wait for the next buy trigger again and be bullish on that for that reason.
Correct.
And yes, it's available for Thinkorswim. Sorry for jumping in. It's free and it's at expansioncontraction.com. We did have that link put in there by David. It is available for free at expansioncontraction.com. You can read up a bit more about Jake and I and what's going on. But we're really trying to give back to the community at this point. That's why I'm not charging an arm and a leg for things that you should be able to use yourself and benefit from for free.
By the way, if you go to my website, jakebernstein.com, you can get information on my short-term and day trading webinar coming up at the end of this month, provided I have a voice.
And we do have training available there also from past webinars if you want to see that. And we're both available for one-on-one questions through email, and we're more than willing to help whatever we can do.
Got some more,
All
David?
right, sounds good. Yeah, UPST.
So here you go.
Right. There's a limited amount of data with this being a relatively new business is why we're seeing black bars, the expansion contraction at the bottom, which does use some mathematically calculated levels of support and resistance, require 500 bars to plot the normal ranges on that using standard deviation. So, but it has just turned bullish in the last 4 days with expansion contraction, and we got a one above and a two above there, but Williams accumulation was still bear there. So technically those were short-term bear trades. As of today, this is breaking out above the range. It's Williams accumulation distribution green above average and expansion contraction green at the bottom. I'd have this as a breakout buy at the end of the day.
And by the way, this also works on futures extremely well, so we can look at some futures if anybody wants to.
And currencies.
And current, right.
And in almost any time frame. I've had it right down to tick charts on expansion contraction and the setups, if you're curious.
Yeah, someone earlier asked for when Peter was on, asked for NQ 4-hour time frame. Can you look that up?
Certainly try. Let's do that. NQ futures. And let's go to the natural, to the NQ. Here we go. You want to go into a 4-hour time frame. So let me see if I can do that. Like I say, I'm not an expert at wealth charts, but I get along in the time frame. And we want 4 hours. So let me go to the 4-hour chart. Just hang in there, guys. Oh no, it knocks me out. Sorry,
Oh,
guys. No can
that's
do.
funny.
That's very funny.
Okay.
I would say
Um,
4-hour chart is an intraday chart, but it's most, I'm not going to say all of the day, obviously, but it's a big chunk of the day. And preferably if you are intraday trading, you might want to be on a smaller time frame, such as Jake's 15-minute opening range breakout strategy has already been proven to be consistently positive outcome too.
Good point. So
mhm.
here's the NQ futures daily. That's the best we can do right now on intraday.
Oh, okay.
This is
Um,
really consolidating. Does that make sense? It's got into December, made a new high, pulled back down to the range into the beginning of January, has failed to break out higher, failed to break out lower. I really have this as consolidating in an uptrend, and weekly charts would show this as a weak uptrend. And daily charts here show that this is kind of range bound and volatile up and down. So really a market that I'm not interested in trading right now, day to day to day. Preferably strong trends. Have this is currently consolidating.
Okay, sounds good. How about SMCI?
Okay. Super microcomputer. Hold on 1 second. Let me go back to the charts. All yours, Brian.
Okay, SMCI has broken out into a buy trigger from Jake's moving average channel just 3 days ago. Third bar back has a buy set up on a two above. 5 days ago, expansion contraction triggered a buy. And so this is bullish right now. I would still anticipate there's a good chance of this retesting previous resistance back in December and potentially breaking out to a new high. We are seeing the expansion contraction indicator at the bottom expanding out towards two standard deviation move, and that is strong up for right now. So until something changes, this is bullish. And if you're not in already, you're looking to be a buyer at the 8 SMA of the low. Basically, it's at 32.95 right now. So if you're not already in, this is buy on the dip. It's bullish.
Stress here that everything we do is completely mechanical. We don't interpret anything. It took me 15 years to learn that process. And now I don't ever deviate from it. Everything decision that I make is completely mechanical. I do not analyze anything, because if I do, my imagination starts to get in the way. So I have no expectations. I do whatever the computer says because I know it to be accurate. What else you got?
Okay. Well, I think we're actually out of time now. So, thank you, Jake and Brian, for being here.
I'm sorry if I've disappointed anyone. And Brian, thank you very much for
Oh
rescuing
no,
me.
that that worked out great, and thank you for being here. And Brian, thank you for joining us as well.
Thank you, David.
Thank you, everyone. They can
All
reach
right.
me at, Brian, you want to put your address in there?
Um, I put the expansion contraction site in there again for everyone.
That's good enough.
So all right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
And Anka, are you there now?
I'm here. Good morning,
Oh, okay,
everybody.
great. All right, Jake, thank you again, and Brian, thank you. I'm gonna stop your screen share, and Anka, you should be able to share your screen now and get set
All
up.
right.
All right, so while Anka's getting set up, just a reminder for everyone, or you can go ahead and start posting your symbols for Anka. But just a reminder, I am recording each of the presentations individually, and those will be available on